Hey folks, Country Prepper here. So I'm going to show you guys how I build a PVC survival cache, or in my case, this is somewhat of a bug out bag resupply cache, or kind of an intermediate stop, I guess you could call it. A friend of mine has a bug out shelter set up on a piece of land of his that is way off the beaten path. It's off on a dirt road. You cannot see the shelter from the road. It's surrounded, there's a pond, and it's just surrounded by huge groves of trees, and you could go hide out there for weeks without somebody ever stumbling onto you, even if they were trying to. So, like I said, there is a pond there, so I do not have to keep any water in this, but keep in mind that if you were to store any water in your survival cache, it will have to be, dependent on your climate, of course. Here, I would have to have it buried below the frost line, so just keep that in mind. So what we have today, all this stuff came from, or almost all of it came from Home Depot. And the first part is, this is a 4-inch piece of PVC, 4 foot long, and it's Schedule 40. It's nothing special. It's pre-cut. They have racks of them sitting there cut and ready to go. The other thing you're going to need is one solid cap for one end, and then on the other end is one of these collars, threaded collars, so that you can put the other cap on it that will screw off of there. That thing's full of dust. So to glue it all together, you're going to need the primer, and these come in different colors, but they all do basically the same thing, but PVC, PVC or PVC primer, and then the cement. I choose the clear stuff because I'm going to sand this down and paint it with some type of an earth tone, because I am not going to bury mine. It doesn't need to be. It's already hidden away very, very well, so I don't see any reason to bury it. And you know, if there's ground unearthed near that shelter, people are probably going to find it anyway if they happen to stumble along the shelter. So one way of security is you have to have a wrench to get this cap off, because it is going to have pipe thread compound to seal it up, so it's waterproof, and you're going to need a wrench to go along with it. Now this I could not find at Home Depot for some reason. I've seen them there before, but for the life of me I could not find one, so I got this one off of Amazon. Can't remember how much it was, probably like, I don't know, $8 or $10. I can't remember for sure, but I'll leave a link to it if anybody has the same problem I did. If you can't find one at Home Depot, you can get them off of Amazon. So just to let you know, this is a sewer clean out plug wrench, and people use them for RVs and all sorts of different things. It'll fit any size plug, whether it's one like this, where the, I don't know what you would call that, the stud that's sticking out of there, whether it's like that or if it's inverted, because you can thread this in backwards so that you have that, and that you would have to use the wrench, use this part of the wrench. For this part, you put it on that side. So, you know, pretty self-explanatory, but, you know, it'll work for several different sizes of caps. So you can, you know, if you wanted to build something smaller, you can do that. I've made some. I made one that was just 2-inch PVC, and just put small, like, survival kit items in there. Kind of like the things you would put in an Altoids 10 survival kit, but, you know, it's just a little bitty one. But, you know, you could pack a lot of little stuff in there that would really help you out in a survival situation. But for this one, I'm doing it bigger, doing it with the 4-inch PVC, because I'm going to be putting a lot bigger stuff in there, obviously. Stuff that'll help my whole family in the process. So let's go ahead and get to it. Like I said, I'm going to paint this So I'm going to sand this down pre-hand because this pipe has kind of a waxy coating on it, and it will not take paint very well. So you want to sand it down, just kind of give it a good once over and get rid of some of that waxy coating that's on there. You're going to want to do the same thing to all the plugs and all that kind of good stuff too. Okay, so you take your primer, make a few rounds around there. I screwed up, didn't have the camera turned on for that step, but I have to do it again for the other end. So just make sure when you seat the cap on, you give it a good couple of whacks to seat it down tight, because this cement really bonds really fast. Same thing for the other threaded end. You can put some of that primer inside of there. It really isn't necessary, but I like to just because. And then go around here with the primer. You see how that eats the lettering right off of there? You don't even have to let that dry. Go ahead and put a good amount of cement on there. Put the other cap on and make sure it's tight. For the last step, I can't actually finish this up yet, but you use pipe thread compound. I prefer this over the thread tape, and this stuff is really gooey, really sticky, and it will seal that the threads up on that cap. So you just like you did on the end of the pipe, you just put some around on the threads and then screw it in. This stuff never hardens, so it it stays kind of like almost like a paste. So it will keep things sealed up, but you could still get it undone. So like I said, you can do it either on the cap or inside of here, and then go ahead and put the cap on and tighten it down once you have everything inside. Now, I almost forgot to mention that you want to, if you're going to paint this, rub it down with, clean it up with a rag and some alcohol of some kind. Denatured alcohol is what I usually use. You can use mineral spirits or paint thinner or whatever, just to clean it up good and get all the dust off of it before you paint it. I'm going to do several coats and just kind of do a little at a time hanging off my bench here. So I'll be back to you when it's all done. So all of these supplies with the PVC, the two caps, or the one cap, the plug, and the threaded cap, plus the, let's see, that was about 20 bucks. And then these are like $5-6 a piece. And a thing of this, I think, I can't remember exactly. I've had this one around for quite a while. I do a lot of my own plumbing work. But I'm sure it's less than 10 bucks. So, with paint, you're probably looking at somewhere around 40 bucks to build a PVC survival cache like this. Brainstorm with me, guys. What all would you put in something this size? Or would you build it bigger? Or would you do something completely different? So, just kind of let me know what you think. And here, it's still a little wet in spots, but I think that turned out pretty good. So it will seal up really great once I get everything in there and use the thread compound and seal it up, and I'll put it in our bug out location, or our intermediate location. So bug out shelter. So I might have to show that to you one of these days, guys, but I will not be showing how you get there, of course. That would be dumb of me. So that's it for today. I hope this helps somebody out anyway, and maybe learn something from me, and hopefully I can learn something from you. That's what we're here for. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.